Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I do college football videos every single day. It's time for my favorite video of the week, and that's my spread pick video. I love going head-to-head against the Vegas spread. Last year, I finished the season right around 70%. This year, I'm right at 66%, so pretty much the same. I'm hoping for a good week so I can get closer to that 70% mark. Let's start with the Friday games. The first game, number 5, Iowa at Maryland. Both of these teams are 4-0. Iowa's the 3-point favorite. I'm actually going to take the mild upset here. I'm taking Maryland. I think Maryland has the better offense, and I think they have enough defense to slow down Iowa's offense. Give me Maryland in the mild upset. The other Friday game I'm picking, number 13 BYU at Utah State. BYU is 4-0. Utah State is 3-1. BYU is the 8.5-point favorite. I'm also taking the upset here. Utah State is a better team than people realize. I think they're going to be right up there with Fresno State and Nevada. That's why I'm picking this upset. Now time for Saturday's games. The first one is a big one. Number 8 Arkansas at number 2 Georgia. Both of these teams are 4-0. Georgia is the 18.5-point favorite. I'm taking Georgia, but I think 18.5 is just a little too much. I think Georgia wins comfortably by 2 touchdowns, maybe 17 points, but they don't cover. Next up, number 14 Michigan at Wisconsin. Michigan's 4-0. Wisconsin's 1-2. Wisconsin's actually the 2-point favorite. I'm going to take those points and I'm going to lay them. I think Wisconsin beats Michigan. Their 2 losses are a little misleading. They lost in a close game to a good Penn State team at home, and then they just kind of let that Notre Dame game get away from them. Next up, Louisville at number 24 Wake Forest. Louisville 3-1, Wake Forest 4-0. Wake Forest is a 7-point favorite. I'm going to lay those 7 points. I think Wake Forest wins by a couple scores. Wake Forest just went on the road and beat a good Virginia team, so I'm confident in this pick. The next game is also a good game. Number 7 Cincinnati at number 9 Notre Dame. Cincinnati 3-0, Notre Dame 4-0. Cincinnati is a 1.5-point favorite. Pretty much a pick 'em, so I'm going to take Cincinnati and I'm going to lay the 1.5 points. Cincinnati just had a bye week to prepare for this game. They passed their first road test. I think they passed their second road test. This next game is also a high-profile game. Number 12 Ole Miss at number 1 Alabama. Ole Miss is 3-0. Alabama's 4-0. Alabama's a 14.5-point favorite. I think Alabama wins this game. I think they win it comfortably, but I'm taking the 14.5 points. I think they could possibly win by 2 touchdowns and barely not cover this spread. Number 3 Oregon at Stanford. Oregon 4-0. Stanford 2-2. Oregon is the 8-point favorite. Stanford has shown flashes of being a good team, but I think Oregon is just going to overmatch them. I'm going to take those 8 points and I'm going to lay them. I think Oregon wins by a couple scores and makes a statement in this game. Number 6 Oklahoma at Kansas State. Oklahoma's 4-0. Kansas State's 3-1. Oklahoma the 10.5-point favorite. I'm actually taking Oklahoma in this game. I think they finally get rid of that monkey off their back and beat Kansas State, but I'm also going to take those 10.5 points. I think they beat Kansas State by a touchdown, maybe 10 points. Remember, Kansas State is without their starting quarterback. I think Oklahoma gets the job done. Next game is a Big Ten battle. Number 11 Ohio State at Rutgers. Both of these teams are 3-1. Ohio State is a 15-point favorite. Should I lay these points or should I take those points? Neither. I'm taking Rutgers in a shocking upset. I think Rutgers is better than people realize. I know they're coming off a loss to Michigan on the road, but it was a good game. I think they have enough offense to keep up with Ohio State and upset the Buckeyes. Next game, number 10 Florida at Kentucky. Florida 3-1, Kentucky 4-0. Florida the 7.5-point favorite. In the preseason, I picked Kentucky to finish second in the SEC East and beat Florida at home. I'm sticking with that. I think Kentucky wins. I'm taking Kentucky in the upset. So I have a lot riding on this particular game. Mississippi State at number 15 Texas A&M. Mississippi State is 2-2 and Texas A&M is 3-1. Texas A&M the 7-point favorite. Texas A&M doesn't score a ton of points, but I'm going to lay these 7 points because I think Mississippi State is that bad of a team and it's at Texas A&M. Give me the Aggies and I'm laying the 7. A Big 12 showdown in Stillwater. Number 21 Baylor at number 19 Oklahoma State. Both of these teams are 4-0. Oklahoma State a 3.5-point favorite. Because this game is in Stillwater, I'm actually going to lay those 3.5 points. If this game would have been in Waco, I probably would have done the same thing with Baylor. Plus, Oklahoma State does have a decent team this year, so couple that with it being at home, I'm taking Oklahoma State laying the 3.5. Indiana at number 4 Penn State. Indiana 2-2, Penn State 4-0. Penn State the 12.5-point favorite. I told you at the beginning of the season that Indiana was going to get exposed this year, and that's exactly what's happened. I'm taking Penn State and I'm laying the 12.5. I think Penn State puts a Happy Valley smackdown on Indiana. Western Kentucky at number 17 Michigan State. Western Kentucky 1-2, Michigan State 4-0. Michigan State only a 10.5-point favorite. I should lay these points, right? No, I'm actually taking these points. They only lost to Indiana on the road by 2 points, and they only lost to a good Army team by a few points. I think Michigan State gets the job done, but Western Kentucky's going to scare them. Boston College at number 25 Clemson. Boston College 4-0, Clemson 2-2. Clemson the 14.5-point favorite. No, I'm not taking the upset in this matchup, but I am taking the 14.5 points. I would have to see a lot more from the offensive side of the ball from Clemson for me to lay those 14.5 points. I think Clemson wins by 2 possessions, but 14.5 is just a little too much for me. Number 22 Auburn at LSU. Both of these teams are 3-1. LSU, the 3.5-point favorite. It is tough to go into Tiger Stadium and beat LSU at night, and I don't think Auburn is good enough to beat LSU. So I'm laying those 3.5 points. I think LSU wins by at least a touchdown. Auburn gets unranked, LSU gets ranked. And finally, Arizona State at number 20, UCLA. Both of these teams are also 3-1. UCLA a 3-point favorite. I'm actually taking the upset here. Look, I think UCLA is a good team. I just think Arizona State is a little bit better. I know it's on the road, but I have faith in the Sun Devils to go on the road and beat UCLA. I think they learned their lesson from that loss to BYU. Y'all let me know what you think of my spread picks for week 5. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.